everyone, I'm Heather Dawson, and it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show. So let's start off with the best of travel. Experience the hospitality, beauty, romance, and history that San Miguel de Allende offers as the city is open for visitors. David Wiley discovers what makes this beautiful city the heart of Mexico.
Discover beautiful and historic San Miguel de Allende. It's awaiting your arrival. Centrally located in the Mexican state of Guanajuato, San Miguel de Allende has consistently been ranked one of the top travel destination cities in the world. Nicknamed the Heart of Mexico, the city boasts a rich history and beautiful architecture. As an exciting and romantic getaway, San Miguel de Allende is home to more than 80 hotels, including top hotels in all of Mexico. From hot air ballooning to playing around on one of 3 championship golf courses to tours of the wine country, plus dozens of spas, San Miguel de Allende has something for everyone. San Miguel de Allende is also home to world-class dining with 70 restaurants to sample and enjoy. Experience the hospitality, beauty, romance, and history that San Miguel de Allende offers, as the city is now open for visitors. Make San Miguel de Allende part of your travel plans and discover what makes this beautiful city the heart of Mexico.
And now Peter Dills goes for the lamb chops at Raffy's.
Well, we're in another strip mall. This afternoon, we're at a restaurant called Raffy's. It's located in an area of Pasadena that they call Hastings Ranch. Again, authentic and fresh. I really feel you're going to fall in love with this restaurant just like I did. All right, those of you who know me know I was born in Athens, Greece, and raised there as well. So I have had a real fondness for real Middle Eastern food. If it's Greek, Turkish, Armenian, it's all great Middle Eastern food. There's nobody here throwing plates on the floor. There's no belly dancing. It's just clean, great food. And we're going to introduce you to most of the elements here at Raffy's in Pasadena. So they let me into the kitchen, got my gloves on. This is the meat for the lula kebabs. It's fresh here. Oh, this is great. That's a winner right there. Sona, what is in a grape leaf?
Onion, regular onion. I put the red pepper, black pepper, 7 spices, salt and lemon juice.
Perfect for a
and yes, and oil, corn oil.
The grape leaves are the best. You know, everything here is good. I know Peter found a neighborhood restaurant, and this is the one he found. This is the best.
Okay, guys, if you haven't gotten the idea yet, going to a Middle Eastern restaurant, you're going to a feast. Salpi and I have been friends for over 25 years, and now she's at Raffy's. Okay, we've got the feast. Salpi, when you go into a restaurant like this, you shouldn't be shy. Salpi's here to help you. We've got grape leaves. We got tzatziki. We got pita bread. We got hummus, which is garbanzo beans. This is the cheese beret. This is the Greek salad. Now, Greek salads should have no lettuce, and I've been told that if you want a real Greek salad, they'll take out the lettuce. Baba ganoush, eggplant, my favorite. The beef.
This is beef tartare.
Beef tartare. Lamb, beef, chicken, vegetables. Give me a score.
You did good. You did good. And this is stuffed beef.
Okay.
Ground beef. It's marinated inside and then outside, and then some cracked wheat in it, and then it's a deep fried, and we squeeze lemon in it, and then we eat it. It's so delicious.
I always, when I go to a Middle Eastern restaurant, Salpi, I do the same thing every time. I just make my own sandwiches. There's so much food. So you come in here, get yourself a feast, and make yourself a sandwich, and that's all you can do.
Enjoy Peter
Eggplant, thank you. All I did was make myself a sandwich. Peter Dills reporting from Raffy's in Pasadena. If you have a discovery, why don't you get a hold of me through Instagram, and maybe we'll check out your neighborhood
How often do you buy flowers from the first local flower shop that pops up when you search online? Well, do you actually do the research of the florist before buying them? Well, buying flowers online just got easier. Here's why.
As we head into the summer months, we all like the idea of going to the beach, lake, or to the river. But this can pose a really high risk for your kids, as drowning is one of the leading causes of death among younger children. So how do you keep your kids safe during this summer? Three-time Olympic gold medalist swimmer Rowdy Gaines tells us about some practical ideas on how to best keep your child from being another statistic.
It is a leading cause of death in children ages 1 to 4. And the good news about all of this is that staggering statistic can be reduced by taking swimming lessons. If a child takes those formal swimming lessons, it reduces that risk by 88%. So in a sense, we have found the cure, and that is for parents to put their children in that life-saving gift of swim lessons.
While the summertime might be the most vulnerable season for a drowning to occur, it is an issue with importance year-round, and it's important to get kids the right training very early on in their lives.
That's why I say it's never too late, it's never too early to learn how to swim, because that's something that will last a lifetime. And you know, when a child learns how to walk, they're going to find water, and it doesn't matter whether it's cold or hot outside. And if they have that life-saving skill of the ability to float on their back, that can save their life in so many instances.
One of the ways that you can keep your kids safe is through getting the right training and education through an initiative known as Step Into Swim. This organization is fully committed to providing parents the right resources for education and water safety, especially when it relates to underserved communities.
Step Into Swim is that water safety initiative of the Pool and Hot Tub Alliance, which is a member-based organization of the swimming pool industry. And you know, I love the fact that, and I'm so proud of the fact that our members have embraced this mission that we are on in trying to save lives and creating more swimmers. And 100% of the money we raise goes directly out the door to swim lesson providers around the country, many of them in California, to be able to provide lessons specifically targeting those communities in that underserved area, those fragile neighborhoods, and especially to those parents and families that wouldn't normally be able to pay for swim lessons.
To learn more about this vital organization, just go online to stepintoswim.org, and you can find important resources that are within your geographical area. So keep your kids safe this summer and all year round. For Coast to Coast, this is J.R. Ibarra.
She has a starring role in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and she has more than 150 acting titles to her credit: Monk, CSI, Ugly Betty, Grey's Anatomy, just to name a few. Isabel Sadek talked to her about the big Emmy win.
Being a woman in the 50s meant anything but being the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Strong, independent, and, of course, marvelous are all the words that describe the woman on the show. Caroline Aaron, aka the real Mrs. Maisel, lets us in on the theme of woman empowerment in the hit TV show, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. The show centers around a housewife in the 50s who becomes a well-known comedian after she finds out her husband was having an affair. Caroline goes on to explain how rare this was for women to do in that day and age.
You know, she came of age in a time where women didn't work, so what was she supposed to do with that hunger, that ambition? And once, you know, her marriage blew up, she thought, okay, I'm just going to go for it. And so it's really the story of her emerging into the world. It's reminiscent, I think, of a lot of early female comics who broke through, Joan Rivers and people like that, where she was a housewife when Joan Rivers started. She would go on the Tonight Show, she'd have on little cocktail dresses and wear pearls, and not like, you know, today. Gender doesn't seem to determine as many things as it did then. The idea of a woman working was just, it was just not done, especially if you had children. And so that's one of the things that makes it really exciting, is to see, to see her come from this larva of being a 50s housewife into this butterfly of this really talented performer. I see a lot of women characters on TV, but they're never confident. They're victims in some way. Either they have a bad boyfriend, or they don't get along with their parents, and this is a woman that has the confidence to, to follow her dream. Surround yourself with people that support you. I think that's the best thing that you can possibly do, because it's a hard slog, and it's hard going, and you really need a support system. And that's what's so incredible about the character in the show, is there really isn't a support system, because she's breaking new ground. She's the lone voice at that time. But that's what I would say, is absolutely go for it. Just make sure you have a good backup people all around you to catch you when you feel like you're going to fall.
Want to see more of Caroline? Check out her newest project, Call Waiting Movie, now available on Amazon Prime.
Hi everyone, it's Alexis Linder from Coast to Coast. It's official. Berry season is underway, so it's time for some sweet creations to celebrate with family and friends. Joining us today is Chef Ali Rosen. Welcome, Ali.
Thank you so much for having me, Alexis.
So Ali, can you tell us why berries are always the highlight of summer menus?
Yeah, so I think when we all think of summer, we think of quick and easy and delicious, and that's really what we want. We want to be outside, we want to have summer picnics, and that's really what berries bring to the table, right?
What's an easy way to add a fresh twist to every get-together?
So I love keeping things simple, but making them look a little fancier than maybe you would have thought otherwise. So I love this spicy summer fruit salad. It's berries and stone fruit, but then I also chop up some jalapeno and some mint so that you get this like tangy, sweet, spicy fruit salad that feels like a little cut above your regular fruit salad.
Can you explain how to find the freshest berries?
So I think it's really important when you're going to the grocery store that you actually look for the right brand of berries, right? Which is why I've teamed up with Driscoll's, because they are constantly doing research and development to make sure that the berries are getting to you at their freshest, that they have the right flavor profiles. And so, look for the brand, but also open up the packaging and use your senses. The berries should look delicious, they should smell delicious. So you should be able to know just from opening up the box.
Ali, can you recommend a quick and easy crowd pleaser?
Absolutely. I love a berry cobbler. Especially I love using raspberries and blackberries because I think they cook down so beautifully. You can just toss them in some cornstarch and a little bit of sugar, and then just top them with whatever biscuit recipe you have, throw them in the oven, and you have this bubbly, delicious recipe that you can top with either whipped cream or vanilla ice cream or just completely have on its own.
That sounds delicious. I'm definitely going to have to give that a try. Please share a recipe for any easy to make snack to take anywhere.
Yeah, so I love cheesecake bars. They're so great because you can make them ahead. They travel super well. You can bring them in a Tupperware to a party and have them cold or room temperature, but they're also great to just wrap up individually and take in your backpack when you're going on a hike or on a walk. And they're topped with berries, so they're healthy, they're energy boosting. I absolutely adore a cheesecake bar.
Perfect. And Ali, where can we go for more information?
You can find all of these recipes at Driscolls.com.
Well, thank you for speaking with me today, Ali.
Thank you for having me, Alexis.
This is Alexis Linder from Coast to Coast. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back to Coast. I'm Lisa Spalla. Medical advances are bringing new hope to patients and families living with Alzheimer's disease, which affects nearly 7 million Americans, 2/3 of them women. Eli Lilly and Company is working to change the trajectory of Alzheimer's by educating on the signs and symptoms of the disease, the importance of timely and accurate diagnosis, and developing potential treatment options. Joining us now for more on this is Dr. Julia Schwartzbard, a neurologist who specializes in Alzheimer's disease research and treatment. Welcome, Dr. Schwartzbard. Thanks for being
Thank you.
here. First of all, what should people know about Alzheimer's disease, especially in the early symptomatic stages?
Sure. There's about 4.5 million people in the US with early Alzheimer's disease, and only half of them have been diagnosed. And it's because it can be tricky to make the diagnosis, right? How do we distinguish between the normal aging process, someone having a senior moment, versus someone who has early Alzheimer's disease? And sometimes it's very difficult to make the distinction, and that's why it's important to see your doctor. But there are cues and clues that you can become aware of. Like, for example, if someone is consistently repeating themselves or consistently forgetting conversations or regularly getting lost behind the wheel or misplacing personal items, those are all red flags and the suggestion that someone should really go ahead and see a doctor. Alzheimer's disease is caused by abnormal protein buildup in the brain, and one of the earlier abnormal proteins is called beta amyloid. And as it deposits in the brain, it causes these clumpy plaques, and these amyloid plaques are thought to cause the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease.
And why is it so important to recognize the symptoms in those early stages?
Well, first of all, these are our loved ones, right? These are our family members. We want them to be safe. So once a diagnosis is made early, we know that they need to be monitored. We can manage expectations. We can help with financial planning. And also, this is an exciting time in Alzheimer's research because there are medications now that are being tested and coming to market that may slow down the course of the disease. These are medications that attack amyloid, so they're anti-amyloid medications. They work best in earlier patients. So the earlier a patient is diagnosed, then the earlier you can consider whether one of these new medications is indicated for them.
Yeah, what's preventing some patients? I know it's scary, and then sometimes younger children might be scared to talk to their, parent about it. What's preventing patients from actually getting tested?
Yeah, you're right. It can be a difficult conversation, and what can even compound that difficulty is that some patients with early Alzheimer's lose insight. They lose their ability to understand that they have a problem. To outsiders, it may look like denial, but they truly are incapable of understanding that they're losing their memory. And that's why it's so important for those of us who love these people to make sure that they go ahead and get an evaluation. And then there's also structural barriers, right? Getting in to see your doctor, getting in to see the right specialist, making sure you're getting the proper diagnostic testing. All of these barriers need to be overcome so that patients can get an early diagnosis.
And getting that diagnosis, what role, does that treatment play on the disease? I mean, catching it early is key, kind of, right, for this?
Yes, exactly. These anti-amyloid medications, the hope is that they will slow down the course of the disease, so patients will do better longer with regard to their memory and their functioning. Now, keep in mind that all medications have potential side effects, and these new medications are no different. There's a particular side effect called ARIA, A-R-I-A, amyloid-related imaging abnormality. It's generally a radiographic phenomenon, something that's seen on the MRI, but it can be symptomatic and it can be quite serious. So for someone who has that diagnosis of early Alzheimer's who's going to consider one of these medications, always important to consider the potential risk versus benefit when talking with your doctor.
There seems to be always new information, and you kind of mentioned that. Where can people get more information about everything having to do with the disease and treatment and the diagnostic stuff? Where can they go?
Well, first of all, go to your doctor, speak with your doctor. But if you want to go online, the Alzheimer's Association has a really wonderful website with all kinds of resources. It's alz.org, alz.org.
Great. Thank you so much. This is important information for all of our loved ones, as they get to a certain point in their life. So I appreciate you talking about this and being open to discussing it. And for more information, like Dr. Schwartzbard said, go to that website. And I appreciate you being here. And for Coast to Coast with Dr. Schwartzbard, I'm Lisa Spalla.
And that's it for us. If you missed any part of our show, please go to our website. I'm your host, Heather Dawson. We'll see you next time.